I'm Arfa Akhlaq and welcome to Fried and Tasted. All the recipes here are tried and tested. So today we are inside the kitchen. So because I have something ready here with me. So a few months ago I uploaded a video of brownie. Those were walnut brownies and they were more of cakey brownie instead of the fudgy one. So a lot of you asked me for making a fudgy brownie recipe. So I came across this recipe from Gemma Stafford. I really love her, like all her recipes are so good and they are really good for new bakers. And anyway, so I came across this recipe and then and there itself I knew that I have to try this one because she claims that it is the best brownie ever. So here it is and I have already made it. This time I'm doing the intro a little differently because I was too excited to do it today itself. So now let's go back in time and see how I made this. But before that, let me tell you one more thing, that while making this there are a few differences, like it has no baking powder or baking soda. That is what makes this even fudgy and not at all cakey. It does not have any cakey element in it. It's all fudge and real chocolate in it. So yeah, now let's see the ingredients. So thankfully I had everything at my home. So here are all the ingredients and you can find the exact measurements in the description below. So I have taken some butter along with some flavorless oil. Here I have cocoa powder, an equal amount of all-purpose flour. Then I have some sugar. Here I'm using the raw sugar that I use almost like every time in any of my recipes, but of course you can mix brown and white sugar or keep it only white sugar or whatever you want. Then a pinch of salt, some vanilla extract and some eggs. Like Gemma said, you can always replace egg with buttermilk or applesauce and banana or a lot of other things. And then finally here I have some chocolate chips. I'm not chopping my chocolate like separately. Instead I'm using these chocolate chips because that is what I had at my home. So now let's see the baking part.
So I have already preheated my oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit and I have lined my baking tray with a parchment paper. And now in a big bowl here I am starting with butter. We are using melted butter here, so we don't have to worry about that the butter should be at a fixed temperature or something like that. And then I have added some oil along with sugar. And then just with the help of my hand mixer, I'm just gonna combine everything. So it's a very simple and easy brownie recipe. We don't need any fancy blender or anything like that. And after the sugar is combined, I'm adding some vanilla extract. And now I'll also add eggs along with it. Initially I thought that maybe I'll add just one egg at a time, and then I decided to add all the eggs together because I want to keep it very simple and very basic. So here are all the eggs and I'll just again use my hand whisk to combine everything until it's nice and creamy. I'm also adding just a pinch of salt, and like I mentioned before in my previous brownie video too, that this salt enhances the flavor of cocoa powder or chocolate. So in any like chocolate based cake it tastes really good. And now here I have a sifter and I'll remove my whisk and my spatula is ready. So in the sifter I will add all-purpose flour along with some cocoa powder. So you see there is no baking powder, no baking soda, it's all pure fudge here. And then I'll just sift it together. It's very important to sift it to avoid all the big huge lumps that is in cocoa powder. So it's always better to do this thing. And then just with the help of my spatula, I'll fold it until everything is well combined. I don't have to over mix it. Just with the help of my spatula, I'll scrape the side of the bowl and then cut it through the middle. This might take around 2 to 3 minutes, but it's really helpful and that is how it should be. Just fold it until you don't see any prominent white streaks of flour in the batter. So you can see that the batter is really thick. And so don't get worried if you see such thick batter, but yeah, this is what we want. And now I'm adding most of my chocolate chips in it and I'm saving a little bit for the end. And then once again I'll just fold gently with I think a couple of strokes. It should be done. Yes, so now my batter is ready, and here is my baking tray, and I told you before also my oven is already preheated. I'll simply transfer this thick rich batter into my baking tray, and then with the help of my spatula I'll just smoothen the top a little, and then whatever chocolate chips was left I'll just sprinkle it on top. This is my addition to her recipe. I feel like it makes it more fudgy. So now I'm gonna bake it for around 30 minutes because my oven runs a little high. So yes, now I'll just set my timer for 30 minutes and pop it in my oven. So I baked them for exact 30 minutes. Unless your oven runs really low, I think 30 to 35 minutes should be good enough for it. Never overbake these brownies. That's the secret for the fudge inside it. Even if you put a skewer inside it and you see something chocolate-like thing coming on the skewer, that might be actually melted chocolate chips instead of the actual cake, which you might think that it's unbaked. Now let me show you how it looks like from inside. It's all fudgy and chocolatey from inside, and make sure to wait for 15 minutes before indulging in because it is super hot right now.
So let me take a bite of it and see and tell you how it looks like. No doubt this brownie is awesome. It's like having a full chocolate in your mouth. It's so fudgy and so chocolatey. So if you ask me which one I like more, this fudgy brownies or the cakey one, honestly I like both of it because both of them have their own features. That one is on a lighter note, like I can have 2 or 3 of them together. But this one, if I have only one, I'm like, okay, my dose of chocolate is over for today because these are so rich. And the whole batch that we made today, it's definitely not something that 2 or 3 people can finish. You really need 8 to 10 people or maybe more to finish it because they are really rich. So if you like this video, don't forget to press the like button and comment below and let me know which kind of brownies you like more, cakey or fudgy. And if you like both of them, let me know that as well. And if you make these, if you try these, don't forget to send me the picture on my Facebook, which is Fried and Tasted, or you can also send it to me on my Instagram, which is friedandtasted.arfa, and I'll try my best to respond to you. Have a nice day and stay blessed.